rise today to offer an amendment to reduce the salary of Jean-Pierre, the White House press secretary, to $1. Mr. Speaker, during Ms. Jean-Pierre's tenure as press secretary, she has repeatedly lied to the American people and acted in a condescending manner toward reporters and also violated the Hatch Act. Just to name a few of her lies, Ms. Jean-Pierre has claimed, 1, illegal immigration is down under the Biden administration. She also claimed nobody is just walking in across the southern border. She also claimed that the 2016 election was stolen. She also claimed that Governor Brian Kemp stole the 2018 governor's race from Stacey Abrams. She also claimed that Biden's stimulus bill did not impact inflation. She also claimed that critical race theory, or its equivalent, isn't being taught in our schools. She also claimed that nobody has done more for the southern border, or our border in general, than Joe Biden. How can somebody with such a history of deceit continue to serve as the liaison for the president and the American people? The American people should not be forced to pay the salary of an individual who dispenses bold-faced lies to the American people while they foot the bill. And Ms. Jean-Pierre has also has a history of anti-Semitic and anti-Zionist rhetoric. For example, she called AIPAC racist and Islamophobic for supporting Israel. She wrote an op-ed that pro-Israel policies and values are not progressive values, which I think many of her Democratic colleagues even would contest. Mr. Speaker, I urge all colleagues to support this common sense amendment to use the Holman Rule to reduce Karine Jean-Pierre's salary, the White House press secretary, to $1. And with that, I reserve.
The gentlewoman from New York reserves. The gentleman, for what purpose does the gentleman?
Claim of time in opposition.
The gentleman is recognized.
This is another unserious amendment. We've had over 50 of these. Everyone that has been put to a roll call vote has lost. This one will as well, I hope, and I yield. I reserve the balance of my time.
Maryland reserves. The gentlewoman from New York is recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I respect the views of the gentleman in opposition. However, the American taxpayers are beleaguered now with inflation, with high costs, with energy costs, and dispensing lies from the White House, our own White House, from the press secretary knowingly is not something that the American people should tolerate or have to pay for, quite honestly. I reserve.
Gentlewoman from New York reserves. Gentleman from Maryland is recognized.
And this seems to be the substance of the Republican response to all the issues that the gentlelady raises. I reserve the balance of my time.
Gentleman reserves.
Mr. Speaker, the inflammatory language coming out of Karine Jean-Pierre, in class, she's an election denier. She claimed that the election of 2016 was stolen. She claimed that Stacey Abrams actually beat Governor Brian Kemp in the election of 2018. So an election denier is standing at the podium of the White House, actually dispensing even more misinformation to the American people at their expense. With that, Mr. Speaker, I yield and I ask my colleagues to join me in supporting this amendment.
Does gentlewoman yield, or does gentleman reserve? Gentlewoman yields. For what purpose does the gentleman from Maryland seek recognition?
I don't want to prolong this debate, but to hear about election denial from the other side of the aisle is extraordinary and extraordinarily inconsistent with the performance of the former president, who lied regularly. I yield back.
The gentleman from Maryland yields. The question is on the amendment offered by the gentlewoman from New York. Those in favor say aye. Those opposed, no. In the opinion of the chair, the ayes have it, and the amendment is agreed to.
I ask for roll call.
Pursuant to Clause 6 of Rule 18, further proceedings on this amendment offered by the gentlewoman from New York will be postponed.